just remember one of the things I was going to mention earlier on, and that is that I was really blessed with, and if I've said this before, I'm sorry, having worked on a farm as a teenager. Apart from the fact I learned to drive at 11 or 12 years old, which gave me massive street cred at school, of course, I also learnt lots and lots and lots from the farmer, dear old Art Bishop in near Wick. And he just taught me so much, you know, the wheeling and dealing. You know, farmers don't like paying more than they have to for anything. None of us do, I suppose, but they have a certain art and a certain attitude towards it that I must admit has rubbed off on me. Bless you, Art. Yes, it wasn't exactly a lucrative weekend job. I was lucky if I got £1 a day back in the day. But I loved it. And when you see a calf born, and when you've helped pull the rope that the farmer tied around its ankles inside when it was breech, and leant against that rope and pulled like crazy to help that calf into the world, and then see it stagger to its feet within minutes rather than 18 years for us humans. It's amazing. The feeling of fulfillment is really, really good. Yeah, so anyway, and of course, yeah, the actual when haymaking, and back in the these were small square bales back in the day, and actually picking those up and throwing them around made a massive difference to me, because I'm quite short. And when you're short and weedy, you don't get very far. But when I was working on the farm, I was going through puberty, and I was throwing these bales around, and I became reasonably strong. So when it came to athletics and things like that, suddenly I could throw the javelin as far or further than anybody else on the shot put and things like that. So I was very, very blessed with having had that experience as a young man, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Another place I got an education was when, again, my mum, she got most of his jobs in the family. I think Nick, my brother was the only one who probably got his own. Anyway, let's not go there. At some point in our lives, Mum has got us a job somewhere or another. Anyway, she got me the job in the shoe shop, of course, where I met my wife, and I can't remember if she got me the job on the buildings. I don't know how I got that. No, I can't remember now. So maybe she didn't. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. Anyway, yeah, I worked on the buildings as a labourer. And one particular, I remember I was mixing cement for 2 brickies building a rough stone wall. And if you know anything about building rough stone walls, they take a lot of what was called muck cement, because you're filling in the irregular gaps between the stones. So I'd been mixing for a day and a half by hand, by hand, with a shovel, for these 2 brickies, and I kept them going. It was blowing hard work, I can tell you. And then the chap in charge, the sort of foreman in charge of the job remotely, popped round to see how we were getting on. Found me mixing by hand, of course. I said, "Well, where's your mixer?" He said. I said, "Well, I'm the mixer." And he said, "No, you should have a cement mixer, a proper one, you know, that diesel one." And anyway, so that afternoon, which was amazing, I presume, you know, because obviously I couldn't mix it as fast as the mixer. That afternoon, I got a mixer come round, and I got taught how to start it, because with these hand cranked diesel engines, you had to decompress them. So you press this, move this lever over on the top, you use the handle to spin the engine over to get some momentum going. Oh, I'm going to drop the phone in a minute because this blooming carpal tunnel. Sorry, folks. I'm going to have to stop. Remind me to come back.